Hello everyone, this is Nikhil Sanjay from Data Science Department of NRI Institute of Technology. In our video today, we are going to discuss about JDBC, which is Java Database Connector. Basically, what JDBC is, it is a kind of a back tool which connects a database with our Java applications, which is used to perform many operations, various operations like inserting data, like retrieving data, deletion of data and updation of data, etc. and also creation of tables and etc. and many things. So in this video, I'll show you a tutorial of how to basically connect your JDBC with your Java database application. So before that, let's discuss about some of the operations we can perform in database. So basic SQL commands are DDL, which is data definition language, DML, data manipulation language, DCL, it's data control language, TCL, transaction control language, DQL, data query language. So let's look at DQL first. DQL is the very basic command in databases, which is select command. Using select command, we retrieve data, we try to compare it with the user given data and give permissions to user or authenticate the user, etc. In DDL, we have create, drop, alter and truncate, which are some of the basic operations which are performed to like define a table, define a view, etc. In DML, we have insert, update, delete, which are manipulation languages. Like we try to insert data, delete data, or update data inside this data manipulation language. In DCL, we grant permissions or we deny permissions to users to the database, data in the database. Like grant some permissions to some kind of users and revoke some information permissions to some users. In TCL, we have commit, rollback, and save point, which are basically like save points of data in our databases. Like some save state. When we save point, it's the safest place for the database. Even when a unknown error occurs, then we can easily go back to the save point. And the commit and rollback works the same way. Rollback gives you the safest, the latest safest spot, and the commit command commits all the data. So even if there is any loss of database errors, etc., the information is still in the database. Okay, let's continue into the connection of databases inside our Java program.
Now let's look at some of the main steps in JDBC connection. So let's write it down first. Okay. So first step is like downloading the driver. Download the driver. Next, we'll have complete different steps inside our Eclipse, which would be like importing our packages, which would be like our java.sql package, then load the driver, then register it, create a connection, then create a statement which would execute the piece of SQL command. Then execute this command, which is execute the statement. And the last step, and one of the most important steps that most people just ignore, is closing the connection, which is something very important. Let's complete this. Register the driver. Yeah. So these are the primary steps. So let's start with this important step, which is downloading the driver. Open a browser. I'm using Safari now. Just click JDBC. Any database, just type its name, MySQL JDBC driver. Yeah, just open the first one, download the connector. Here in this page we could see there are various archives where you could just go to different versions of the driver and download them. let's go with the latest download, which is 9.0 version. Select a platform independent version. Here we can see two types of files are available, a tar file and the zip file. Let's just download the zip file. Okay, no thanks. So after the download is complete, this is the folder. So this is our main file, which is the jar file. Okay, let's now, so we successfully completed this step. Now we need to import the packages. For that, let's open any Java running environment IDE. I'll open an Eclipse environment. And also we need to look at the database that we're going to use. So for that, I just opened a terminal. So this is the command that I used to connect with my database through the terminal. Let's enter the password. Okay, so here let's look at all the databases I have. Let's use CRUD project. So use CRUD project. Now let's see the tables. We have JDBC demo and user data. Let's use JDBC demo. I just created it. Okay, so I'll just display some information that's already present in JDBC demo. Okay, so we have 4 columns. For increasing the capacity of this database for retrieval of information, let's insert another record just to show you the working of it into JDBC demo. Values are, let's enter my own values, which are 59 is my roll number, my name is Nikhil of CST department, right? So CST. Okay, let's close it. Okay, the query has been affected. Let's select the data. Now we can see 59, my data is successfully inserted here. Okay, so let's go into our Eclipse environment. Let's just create a new Java project. Okay, so let's name the Java project as something like CST JDBC for me. CST JDBC. Okay, let's finish. Okay, let's create a package, or else it would just use a default package, which is fine. Okay, so the package would be JDBC tutorial, right? I'm using capital casings. Okay, class could be any name. Let's name it Git would be fine. Okay, so firstly, as we've seen, let's go with the first step, which is import the package which we are going to use. Okay, let's close the browser. Okay, so let's import the package. Import java.sql.star, which would import all the packages, all the interfaces in it. Let's go with the main method. Okay, so from here on, let's just see how. Okay, let's just do one thing. We'll just import the thing. We'll just import the JDBC to the build path. Okay, for that, what we do is we just open the properties, let's go here. As we can see in the build path, configure build path. Okay, in the module path, let's add an external jar. Here we should see that it's an external jar which we just downloaded, right? So external jar, go to downloads, MySQL connector, and inside this, here we have the jar. Okay, and apply and close. It's done. Okay. So, okay. So let's create okay, rather than that, let's just create a connection con equals to, so we're just creating a connection object which is present in the SQL's interfaces. In the here inside this SQL we have interface which is connection. So inside this, let's go to driver.manager, driver manager dot here get connection with three things, which would be this null, three nulls, which are our URL to the database and the username and the password. Username is mostly default for MySQL, which would be root. Okay, let's not think about it. The password, okay, let's create a string rather than this. So let's create a string URL equals to, okay, this string is almost the same for all databases where you'll keep JDBC. Here the MySQL is what I'm using for MySQL operations, so MySQL, and then okay, here we need to enter the local host name. Okay, to know that, just open your MySQL workbench. Okay, it should be a local host. Okay, is it opening it? Okay, so here we could see the local host name is 3306. It's using 3306 port to perform the operation. So 3306 slash, what's the project name? So to know that, let's, okay, so here we could see that the project name is CRUD project. So slash CRUD project. Okay, casing is not necessary, so let's just ignore that. Okay, so here let's enter another string which contains our password, as we already inserted the user. So password is 128 in my instance, and let me just create a string for the user too. User, which would be root. In most of the cases it's root. You could just check it here. It's root. Username is root, and for most of the cases it's just the same. Okay, so let's enter user here, pass here, and the URL. So these things are passed into this connection where driver managed object. Okay, so let's just now create a string. Okay, statement object. Let's create a statement object now, equals to, we are going to use a con object to create a statement, which would be con dot get create statement. Where is create statement? Here. So inside the create statement, we just created an object using this st. Now we are gonna create a result set. Okay, rather than that, st dot execute query is what we do to execute our queries. Query. Okay, it could be any query. Okay, let's just go with this query we just use, which is select star from JDBC demo, right? It should retrieve all the data. So let's go with this. Okay, so okay, so let's look at our execute query here. I'll just highlight it. Wait. Okay, st.execute query. Dot execute okay, here's a mistake statement. Yeah, so here when we look at this, okay, let's just make the whole thing in try catch blocks. Okay, let's put the try away ahead. Okay, here. Let's just put this here, the catch block and all. Okay, so putting try catch or throwing exceptions is very important in this, because as we are just connecting something out of this Java, so from a database we need try or catch or throws, etc. So let's look at execute query. See here, it returns a result set. So we need to store our data which we get into a variable which would be of type result set rs. Let's just use rs, which is a convention actually. Okay, so what we need to do is, so for the first time let's just print all these data, all the data. Okay, so here, which would be rs.next, which would just move the cursor to the other through the next column, like 11. Then rs.next, what it does, it just goes to the abhiram, then cst, etc. So for this, let's just put it in while loop. Okay, as we're gonna iterate throughout the table and print all of this. Okay, so let's just open the while loop. Inside the while loop, let's create all the variables that we're gonna print. Int, we're gonna print an int, we're gonna print two strings. Okay, so int, let's name it roll equals to rs dot, here we can see we have various types. Let's just use int. We are gonna get our role, right? So name it role. We are gonna pass this. So yeah. Okay, sorry. Next we are gonna use a string name as name rs dot get string. Okay, so string column label. Yeah, let's just pass our name section. Okay, so another string which would be our section column, which is rs dot get string, and we're gonna keep our section here. Okay, so we've successfully just started to retrieve our data. Let's print everything one by one. Let's just write up sysout statement. Okay, so role would be here. Let's just print the role plus role. Okay, let's just give a little gaps here. Let's choose /t, some tab spaces, name here, it should be name column, and then let's give a bit of tab space and just print the section. Okay, okay, so yeah, okay. So here we just gone through all the steps here. We imported the package, we loaded the driver, we registered the driver, okay, and then we created a connection, we created a statement, we just wrote the execution of the statement, which would be this. Select star from JDBC demo, and we retrieved it using result set. Okay, so let's just close the connection here. Con.close. Okay, so our code is ready. Let's just execute it. Okay, so section CST. Not allowed after. Okay. Sorry, I just closed the object very early. Let's just close it after con.close after the while loop. Yeah, so here we could see we retrieved 5 data sets, which would be roll number 11, 84, 10, 69, 59. Yeah, so yeah, here all the 5 rows. Let's look at how to retrieve a single data. Like, if in my case, let's just retrieve information which is associated with roll number 59. So where roll equals to 59. Okay, we don't need a while loop here. It's fine if you have a while loop, it doesn't matter actually, but let's just close the while loop. Here we could see even using while loop we could retrieve the data, but while loop just causes confusion when we are retrieving a single data. So yeah, here we go. Let's just close. Yeah, so for single things you don't need a loop. So yeah, here's the way. Okay, so you could see we successfully created a connection. We just created a statement, we retrieved it into, we just stored it into a result set, we printed a result set, and we just close the connection. So yeah, this is how we perform operations in JDBC. Here, as we just done the select statement, you could also do insertions, you could do updations, you could do deletions, etc. Okay, we'll just continue through the other topics in the next sections. Thank you.